Hey, Ma. It's me. I'm not sure where you are or what you're up to. I imagine you're way out on the other side of the country as far as things are concerned. But, I got out and I'm moving back to. No. No. You'd be sensing that I'm lying to you, but. I checked on her and they all moved on. And I didn't expect Mel to wait for me, given everything that happened. I would hate me too. And I do. Well, I've been thinking a lot about you. Missing your chicken bacon biscuits. I just don't want to go back to the city. I'm ready to come home. But mostly to make sure that you're alright. Yeah? Just give me a call or message whenever you can. Or let me know you're alright. Wherever you may be. But, yeah. Wherever you are, be careful. Bye.
And that's all. No callback, no apology text, just this.
What do you mean by this?
Well, this is the reason why you ain't got no sugar or boo to keep you company.
Marcia, you know how Mama feels about that.
Oh, I know. She and your entire clan who are so vague on everything in the matter of dating. I'm still betting that they're frustrating you into singleness until the day you die and weeks after that.
Don't you have customers to tend to?
Relax, it's far past the lunch rush. Besides, you're the one who asked me to come over and hear this one message. Why drag me into this if it's just one message?
Because I got another message from him.
Really?
Yep.
When?
10 minutes ago.
What did he say?
Don't know. Haven't listened to it yet.
Haven't listened to... Girl, give me the phone.
Why?
So I can listen, that's why.
Why should I?
'Cause this is what happens when you're too busy or lazy, possibly both, to set up your voicemail response. Look, I promise I won't look at anything else. I just want to know if this guy's a dog just looking to snatch you. What if he's under one of those coyote border patrols or something?
Shh. You know people?
What? That I mentioned something that is hundreds of miles from this quiet yet growing little town? Come on, Wendy, darling. I just need to know if I need to chase this dog away.
If that be so, Jenna is signed with a release.
Don't remind me. I swear to God above, they need to put that dog on a leash and a diet. She can't keep crashing into the kitchen door. The boss would...
Are you going to listen or not?
Fine.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I got caught going upstream by the shepherds moving the flock.
Great. Now I'm gonna have to deal with traffic.
Have you ordered yet? Or is Marcia your waitress?
Nope, you can take my orders, Octave. I'll take 3 BS dippers, one with Swiss cheese on it, all the sweet tater fries, a BS salad, an order of your rolls, and your fried deviled eggs.
Not a fan.
It's the texture and the idea that turns me off. Who deep fries eggs anyways? Ugh.
A bored American.
Fair point.
All of this to go?
Yup. So, what's the verdict?
Well, I better get some spare napkins for you. This may pull some arteries hard.
You're not BSing me, are you? No pun intended.
The battle of the puns.
Diana, get out of my blood!
Speak of an angel. I'll be back. Jenna! Jenna, get over here, you... Get your lazy tail out of here!
Hey, Ma. It's me again. I'm not sure if you'd get this, but, I'm getting to... I need a new start. I learned some things that I need you to be straight and honest with me. But until I do, here's what you need to know. I'm not what you think I am, for... I don't know. I feel that every time I attempt to uproot the past and all that has happened, all are set on the age they see me as and nothing further. That's why I'm going to a town where I can have a future to possibly run to. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I gotta do it, Ma. I shouldn't ask this, but I sure as hell would like to. Just let me know if you're okay. Or at least call me if you know something I don't. Till then.
Nothing to see here, folks. No health codes being broken. Just removing this intruder of a mutt. I swear, Jenna, you are nothing like your namesake from Balto, and that's a lot coming from Alaska. Now, go home, Jenna. Go home. So, now, you're gonna do something about it?
About what? Getting involved with a stranger just because he left a few Hallmark Channel-inspired apologies? Even if I want to get involved, which I don't. You know my mom wouldn't let a guy or any stranger near the home.
Okay, you're being too hard on your mom. She's only concerned about you.
Concerned about me. I heard that a lot of.
Here we are. Specials of several orders all ready for you, Wendy.
Thanks. And perfect timing, too. As much as I feel for the poor guy, this is not something I think I need to get involved with.
I'm not saying this as a date idea, but at least give the man a bit of closure.
I'll think about it. Gotta run. Bye, girls, and congrats on the upcoming high school graduation, Octavia.
It's Octave.
Whatever.
Afternoon, Aiden. Kinda early for dinner for you?
Oh, I know. But I can always take a BS meal if it means helping a total stranger.
BS. You said this place has the best food in town.
Oh, it is. Especially coming from the bottom shelf brewery. The BS, as most folks call it.
But won't calling it that keep people away?
By people who aren't local, yes. With the occasional visitors, well-wishers, or distant relations, the locals of the town.
And very old friends.
Octavia, I do see you from time to time. Anyway, this is mostly the place with a distillery making beer so beautifully golden and brown, along with fine foods. I come here when an occasion calls for such fine things.
Only when you need a break from that boss man who you complain about so much. Who's your friend here?
Oh, this stranger here was just passing through, or so I've been told.
I see. The stranger and you need drinks to start with?
Water would be just fine.
Same. And add a bit of help to it.
On the clock still.
Well...
2 plain waters it is. I'll be right back.
You two seem friendly with one another.
Oh, right. Octavia. Well, when you grew up here in Bayfield as long as we both have, then we get familiar with routines.
So, you're an item then?
What? No! Not that kind of friendly. Geez, friend, you need to know what to say to folks around here. I mean, she just graduated and all. Shoot. Hold on.
Hey, Ma. It's me, attempting for the charming third time. I don't know if you're getting these messages, but I just want to let you know that I'm okay. I'm currently in a town called Bayfield. It's a quaint little town that reminds me of... Well, I'm gonna go see if I can get work in this town, or Durango. Well, once I get the old girl of a truck repaired. Don't worry, I'm okay. A young rich hand named Iden helped me out. He's a good kid. Was raised right. So, this town ain't too bad. It's got an interesting restaurant called the Bottom Shelf. Apparently, they have BS food that is supposed to guard their cooking from the tourists. Look, know I ramble when the hard stuff comes, but I'm beginning to... I'll try again later.
Marcia, did I leave my phone on the table?
And just pick it up for you, girlie.
He called again.
Now, before you get yourself in a twist, hear this out. As I got the phone, that fella in the leather jacket called on his phone, and I recognized that voice faster than you can say Rockefeller.
Marcia.
I'm not yanking your chain. Just listen.
Are you ready to order, sir?
You're not gonna wait for him? Iden, isn't it?
Nah, he always orders the same thing every time. A green chili burger. Now, what would you like?
What's the soup of the day?
Well, we have some hatch green chili soup. But I should warn you, it's very hot.
What kind of hot?
Hatch. New Mexico hot. Fire roasted with bits of pork.
Well, if it warms up my hands and body, I'll take a bowl, please.
Okay. But fair warning, we just ran out of sour cream, so cheese is the best cool-off addition for it.
Whatever works, so long as the soup is hot.
You sure that's him?
I know he doesn't match the dream guys you see on Instagram, but I'm sure as I breathe.
What do you expect me to do then?
Well, walk up to him and say, "Excuse me, but I've been receiving..."
No, I can't do that.
Well, why the hard knock life for us not?
For one thing, just look at him. He's sad and downtrodden. And two, I can't just waltz to a stranger and introduce myself as a means of time passing for the traffic that's longer than Mill Street.
Let me guess. Are the herds going to Lemon Lake?
With lots of lambs this year, I thought they'd be done after hearing Octavia's excuse. Come to think of it, none of the herds are on her route. Anyway, I need to get going.
Got the food in the insulator bag?
Yep. The battery is lower than our democracy.
Need me to get Logan to call the cabin?
Yes, please.
Wait here. Hey, Logan! Wendy needs to have the landline to call her cabin.
Why couldn't Gal just use her own phone to call?
The battery is down, and it would be better for you to talk to Edward anyway.
Edward? Ah, poots! I don't want to talk to that crazy, messful man again. You get up, and she calls since the next order's up anyway. Green chili soup!
Fine, but there better be sour cream with it this time. The last customer was about to go Karen thinking a death chip was crushed up into it.
You look as though you're waiting for someone.
Oh, yeah, you can say that. My friend there, Marcia, she's getting my phone since it's...
Battery died. Yeah, I heard. The cook's got a lot to say.
Oh, he does. Logan served during the Cold War and lost a bit of his hearing at some attack. So he's mostly deaf anyway. He yells mostly to hear himself talk over the many thoughts.
Why? How many times do I have to say it? Just put the salad on the side and the soup under the heater. Having a cold soup's one thing, but a hot salad is a culinary abomination. And I fought one Cold War, and that was one Cold War too many. I ain't fighting another. You're gonna stand right here until you get it right. Now go on, boy, get.
My word, you're laughing as if it were the greatest Jeff Dunham joke in the world.
Sorry. It's been so long since I had a good chuckle or two.
Oh, well, it certainly made you a lot lighter than you were before addressing me.
Well, when you got a load of things living in your head rent-free, things get dragged to the ground.
All is forgiven.
What for?
For asking for things. As you know, I'm not. And if looking for a rebound...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't mean it that way. Perhaps the kid is right. I do need to know how folks here speak the English language.
Aiden has come a long way since he and his family moved here 10 years ago. Come to think of it, the punk I first met now looks like someone who is either a cross between a Heartland and a Yellowstone character, or just making his heart-thread cowboy style that will inspire his generation, as long as Skibbity Turlet isn't in the script.
Skibbity Toilet. What is that, some sort of weird show the kids watch nowadays?
At this point, I still don't know. Based on what I gathered, it all came from some fricked up video involving a bathroom where the clean girl would have a heyday cleaning up, and a very disturbing head coming from it.
Well, you don't have to worry about them too long, miss.
How so?
My mama used to say that trendy is the last step on the way to tacky, with all things considered.
Here you go, sir. 1 bowl of hatch green chili soup with a bit of bread. And sorry there's no sour cream, but grated cheese will do.
Anything hot is much appreciated. Thank you, miss.
Oh, and Wendy, can you please take Aiden's order out on your way home? He had to go and get some of the sheep out from the ranch's area. Oh, don't worry. He's zealous. Well, Logan the money. Aiden said you had a little to spare. As long as it goes to the bottom shelf, that's all the old man cares about.
Hey, Oct, can you check to see if Marcia still has my phone? It shouldn't take her this long to make a call on the landline.
What if everyone back at the house is outside?
Just make sure all is okay. Please and thank you.
Wendy. So that's your name. It's pretty.
Yeah, if you're named after either a Peter Pan character or a fast food chain.
Nah, I still think it's nice. You can call me Moss.
A pleasure to meet you, Moss. At least your name's more organic.
Oh, damn, it's that kind of hot. Ah, that's hot. Yeah. When I hear or see Hatch, I thought it would be as tamed as the canned versions I would often see in stores, you know?
I know. Those you mentioned are cheap. Kids' introductions to hot chili peppers kind. Hatch, New Mexico chilies, especially when roasted, are not for the faint of heart. Every early August, especially in Durango, you can smell the aroma in the air, and yet you'd be sneezing so much that people can't drive without having a bumper or car-related accident. Due to over-sneezing so much, a driver would go blind for a brief moment. One man back in 2015, 16, maybe 17, crashed into an expensive piece of what people called art right outside the town due to the sneeze. Which wasn't bad, since many of them hated how much of an eyesore that was for the street.
Whew. Well, miss, if that's who you are, I could use an aid in cooling down this mouth.
Yes, sweetheart. I got you, mister. Come to think of it, what is your name, buddy boy?
Just call me Moss. Moss Coil.
Moss, eh? Well, here's some raw milk.
Is it safe to drink?
Beggars don't choose unless you never want to taste anything again because you died from overheating. Works every time. I swear the FDA tries to kill us by removing the good stuff.
Oh. Thank you. Thanks a million for the rescue.
Don't stop thanking me yet, mister. Not until after you get the work done up and around a few of my friends I took the liberty of calling. I talked to the Flanks, and they are good for a man who can do some heavy lifting and other chores only a man can accomplish.
Wait, Marcia, you...
Yep. I gave them the Alaskan instincts that this boy is decent and hard-working and that porch can't be repaired by itself. Not with how long that brother of yours has taken to come up here, Wendy darling.
I know this ain't my place to say. I mean, I won't turn down work for food or a bed if it's a benefit, but you barely know me.
Sweetheart, I've seen many things. Not just moose the size of half-semi, but PTSD-driven veterans who ended up being shot and thrown into a frozen lake when his woman defended her pup. Other crazy and damning stuff like illegals fleeing to the forests as a means to escape their debtors, 2B transfers arriving after being pushed away from all cults and circles when they go back to bases, to even the most vicious criminals who just wanted a fresh start and made a huge 180 turn for the better. From what I see, you're wanting to turn so desperately that you're near the brink of bulging your eyes out from the crying you've been doing.
Lack of sleep, I guess.
Lack of direction is more like it. Look, Sonny, Moss, is it? You have a long way to go if you're heading to big cities like Denver, Albuquerque, or as far west as Phoenix as the raven flies.
I wish to not return to the city, or any city for that matter.
Well, you need a sense of direction. Even in a town like Bayfield. If you're looking for a common job, go to any store. But with Wendy's uncle needing extra help or so, it'll be a mighty big help for all parties.
I don't know. Miss Wendy might.
She won't give you a lick to worry about. Besides, with the combination of her reserve and intimidating mama, and her fancy swanky article writing she has to do for her damned federal system, you won't have to worry.
Must she be so vocal about it, Marcia?
Well, she needs to protect the children from that stain since Clinton.
Your buggers are in the hockey puck status. You're thinking, old man.
Now you quit mentioning that miserable old goat, Marcia.
Then focus. As I was saying, you need a new start, and Bayfield is more open to those who are practically penniless than Durango. And I'll finish up, for the herd should be near the lake entrance by the time Wendy drives you there.
What? But surely he has
A
a...
broken down truck with a bike that could make every black a man's heart broken. Took Marshall that heartstring to get me to take it all in for repair.
But how?
Go on asking me why now. As long as that beautiful girl of yours is as good as new, I'm satisfied. And no charge. I need a new form of grease to lubricate these trapped hands anyway.
Seems that answered your question, Sonny. Now finish up. Wendy's family hates to be kept waiting, especially when they're hungry.
I don't know what to say.
Then don't. I can see the thanks in those pretty eyes of yours. Wendy's favorite.
I think he ate enough of the soup. Let's go.
No, not you again. Octavia, who let the mud in? Well, slap my biscuits and call me choke cherry jam.
Woman! Is that motorcycle boy present?
He just got in.
Well, I know that, but I need to know who was responsible for assaulting the poor girl.
Not sure. I parked her. My bike, that is. Within the woods so no one could take her.
You see?
Logan! Not in public!
Well, you pissed someone off, because this looks like a take-back personal agenda kind of break.
Do you think you can fix her?
Might take a few months, but these hands give life swells any.
Check the smoker, please.
All right! Somebody has to go make sure that mutt Jenna didn't drop by anyway. Jenna, your mutt butt better not be back there, or I'm gonna make you the Wednesday special.
Who's Jenna?
A reliable ranch dog that is fatter than a Midwestern tick in summer who steals and hangs out at Mill Street too often.
Does she belong to anyone around here?
No one knows for sure. We know that she's well loved enough to be fed every table scrap known to man. So basically, she's the town wayfaring fat tick of a mutt.
You two seem to have a history.
Too long of one. In my 10+ years of waitressing in this place, the dog just loves to get into mischief, and I usually have to clean up her messes.
10 years. How'd you do it?
Easy. You have to think about the dog having a heart.
No, I mean, how and why did you stay in the same position for 10 years coming into Plus?
Well, I took up this job after I had a bad spill involving the CTR ranch's managers. One of them was a real schmuck, through and through. Since I had nowhere else to go, I hooked up with my boyfriend at the time and had to leave when a poly relationship status was noticeable. After breaking that off, I hooked up with a job at the bottom shelf after a woman saw her boy crashing into me on the sidewalk with his skateboard.
Wait, really? No way. A punk's mom got to him.
Yep, the boy left me and my scattered excuse of takeout on the sidewalk of Mills Road, and now he's walking in on the fine young man who saved you yesterday.
Marcia, please don't tell me you're telling Moss that story.
And what if I am? Your behavior changed both our lives, thanks to your mama. And look at you now.
Well, I'm still sort of pissed that my mom took my board away.
And now you ride and compete in ranch rodeos to swoon the ladies. I say the corner was turned right.
I would like the usual to eat, please. Burger Tuesday, after all.
Noted. And what about you? No, you don't get to say. BS class of burger. You're a medium rare type, right?
Yep. And steak fries if you got them.
Sadly, no. But we do have sweet potato fries that are to die for.
Okay. Can I have honey mustard on the side?
Sadly, we never got honey mustard. Don't ask why, for Logan will never stop talking about his, and I quote, honey to his mustard.
Ketchup will do just fine then. Thanks anyway, Marcia.
Oh, just call me Marsh, sonny boy.
If you do it that way, people will think you're a cougar and a cub for the swamps.
So what? Just 'cause he's called Marsh?
Just saying. Unless you are a squad or a couple needing adjustments, might want to rethink that. Besides Marshall, there's more of Miss Wendy's type.
Fine. Marcia is fine.
If it's to any consolation, you are the marshal of this fine establishment, Marcia.
How did he know what my legal name was?
I read your 5-year expired insurance card on fixing a truck, boy. And I need to say, you must have smoked more than a Kansas City barbecue pit, cause your air filter was disgusting. I don't want, boy. We won't say anything. Well, except get new insurance for ya, cause not many folks around here are charitable enough.
How about you focus on those 2 BS burgers with the sweaters on the side with Mahomes' favorite veggie sauce?
Won't the old fool ever wear his hearing aids?
No, the day he did that is the day you and Octave finally get together.
What are you saying? You and that sweet waitress aren't an item, Aiden?
Nah. Well, we have known each other since 5th grade. My mom and I were forced to move here after my dad ran off with a hot yoga instructor from Durango.
Damn. Sorry about that kid.
All good. My mother was worldly, by the church's standards, and she had a rough patch. Got back into an understanding with God, hence why she reformed my behavior. Now she's as religious as Mary Cooper from both The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon respectfully. Leaning more like the latter, in all honesty.
Good for her. What's she do now?
Oh, she works at the dog salon just down the street from here.
A dog salon? In the middle of this half-forsaken town?
It's not that bad. If anything, the dog salon is really for all the rich and well-retired folks who are seasonal residents from time to time. If you convince them folks to not go into Durango for a half-hour's trim to their collie dog with a very inflated price for gas and services, then they'll take a good trimming amid the swine, as them ACA folks would call it.
But how is it that, let alone everything else in this town, keeps running? Especially with half of it abandoned.
Easy. Know who your residents and audience is. The folks here, ranchers and farmers mostly, all need gas, groceries, lots of food options, and the San Juan Valley to keep them occupied and satisfied.
So, a paradise in disguise?
In some parts, on some days.
Jenna, for the love of all that is holy above, below, and in between, you get out of this kitchen or so help me. Don't you dare take that. Dumb dog, get back here with that trash bag.
You planning to swish her or lead her?
Both for the public's sake, while I have different ideas. Jenna, get your
So
little...
I assume I'll get you 2 orders for Marcia since she's...
Preoccupied. Yeah.
From the looks of it. You 2 are the first ones here.
We've been here only for a bit.
Can't say the same for you, though. Oct, what's the matter?
The matter?
Your eyes. They look puffy and red.
Oh, it's nothing. Allergies.
Don't give the BS special. I've known you long enough to know that you never get allergies. What happened?
It's nothing. I can...
Nope. Come on. Back alley, right now. Moss, do you mind?
Go ahead. I need to make a call anyway. Well, better make this as good as done anyway. Hey, Ma. It's me again. I know it's been a while, and well, I haven't got back to you in the past couple days, but I've been busy working at this nice place outside of Bayfield. Though the uncle and Ma of the place are intimidating as hell, especially the latter's blue eyes who look like they froze you into place. Not sure if you'd like her or not, but I suppose when you got a young man coming in all from the words of a woman like Marcia as a recommendation, one can't help but judge, especially when her daughter brings him in. Speaking of her daughter, this thing, she's a bit spicy personality-wise, but she looks as if... And no, I'm not thinking no girl crazy talk, for she looks untouchable based on her mama's looks and stares. Henceforth, I keep my head down and help make a back porch, as they call it. You know, I can never figure out the difference between a porch and a deck. Must be a regional thing. Anyways, she's more invested in figuring out articles and such for the feds in the educational department or some fancy way sugar works. And I say that because she must be sweet as sugar to the kids. Why else would she be in that field? Anyway, I'm not sure how long I'll be at Bayfield, but I'm currently staying in the bunkhouse at Aiden's ranch until I get myself an apartment near a nice meadow near the mouth of a valley. Cell service is on and off, but I'll attempt to reach out again whenever. Whenever I have the time, I'll try again. And I won't. No. I can't promise to get Wendy. The sweet sugar involved with everything. She's too... Okay, I need to get going. Bye, Ma.
Here you go, Mossy. Bottom shelf's locally grass-fed meaty burgers.
Thanks. I think Aiden should be back soon.
Where is that boy? Speaking of which, not like him to miss a meal, risking Jenna's gonna come in and snatch it.
You took care of that.
Come to think of it, where's Octave? That's just started long ago. Is there something I should know?
No, ma'am. Just getting things cleared up.
I see. Octave, can you cover tables 4, 9, and 15?
Sure, Marcia. And sorry I'm late.
Sorry about that, Moss. Had a situation going on.
Is she okay?
Well, it's... Okay. We're away from people, and Jenna's keeping Marcia's pointy ears from eavesdropping. What's going on? Is it related to your folks?
My mom caught my dad again.
What?
Yeah. She confronted him. And even from 2 stories down into the basement, I could hear her screaming at him. And how she threatened to slash her. I wanted to stop her, but I froze in fear in my bed. My mom didn't follow through, thank God. But she told me this morning that she keeps trying to convince him to repent, but he's no longer there. It's like watching a man with no heart, ain't it? The father I knew is dead. Dead inside. Cold, heartless. I've seen it for the past few months. Never even looked at our Christmas tree last year. All of this was
Hey, shh, it's okay. You're okay, Oct.
It's not. It's not. My mom doesn't believe in divorce. My dad just goes around and sleeps and...
I know it's all not okay. I'm not that ignorant, Octavia. I said that it's okay because you have permission to let it all go. So come on. Cry it all out. You can even blow on the side of my head if needed, like when we were kids. There we go. There's a smile. God, Octavia, this must be... But no, I can't compare anything on my past experiences to what you're going through, but I do have an inkling of my past that gives me a way to say, I know what you're going through. Shh. It's okay. Just let it out. Let it all go.
But... your burger...
It can wait. I don't think Moss wouldn't eat too, even if he needs more meat. And like I said, Jenna isn't a threat to Marcia.
Jenna! I swear by all that is above and below that if I catch you near this honest establishment again, I will throw you into the res with the rest of the mutts.
Micah sleeps. You ready to go back in?
Do I have a choice?
Here. And keep it, in case of spilling. Not drinks, mind you. And don't you worry. What is said here is between us and the garbage bins.
Thanks, Aiden. You're a true friend.
It's nothing for you to worry about. So, I was working at the Flake compound coming along. Bet it's a nice joint.
Yeah, it is. To be honest, excuse me, I didn't expect a cabin next to a house so...
Big? Yeah. That monster was built 12 years ago, and the cabin on the lot next to it was just bought for the sake of pastures and needing extra space for guests.
How many people on average come in?
About an average of 4 on a good day, unless it's during the barbecue fundraiser in September.
Fundraiser?
Yeah, for the local firefighters. You see, ever since the Missionary Ridge fire back in the early 2000s, the people all over the area always give support to their local firefighters left to right. Every year, Wendy's relatives would always host a barbecue contest that gets bigger and bigger each barley harvest.
So where and how is the money used?
Oh, the firefighters usually get fancy upgrades in their equipment. Last year, they replaced an entire engine or ambulance. Well, something very expensive because the crowds were massive. Honestly, I hope and pray that Miss Wendy continues the tradition after the old folks are retired or gone.
Is there no one else to pitch in?
Nope. Unless you want to count her university professor of a brother who is rarely seen away from a book or a computer screen for writing or grading.
Where does he live?
Albuquerque. However, he moved to Phoenix due to a job offer. Why you ask?
Just asking.
Ah, I see.
What?
You trying to get to know more about Miss Wendy without asking her yourself.
Well, that's not... Look, we need to finish our meal before going to the feed store.
Who are we? As far as I can recall, you and Miss Wendy drove up to town just so she'd go to the library for a conference.
How the hell did you know?
Wednesday. Like clockwork. One thing about a small town, you know people's habits and routines.
That's not creepy at all.
If you say so. But if you ask me, knowing a person's town habits can be a matter of life and death. If one thing is out of place, you know something has happened. Like that house across Mill Street there. That once belonged to an old lady who out of habit, in all seasons, kept the walkway clean and clear. Even in the harshest of winters in her 80s she did it. One day, Marcia noticed the walk wasn't clear from snow. So she went to check on the woman. She'd fallen and... well, I'm not going to say that dead horse of praise. Anyways, called 911 and saved the old woman. Too bad she died a couple months later, the day after Christmas of all days.
Damn. I'm so sorry.
No need. What them folks should be sorry for is the old house across Mill Street that had never been claimed. Other than squatters that ate all the old lady's food, to Jenna's disappointment, and left everything to nothing by a sad memory.
Well, why hasn't the house been put up for sale?
Not sure. Been a mystery for folks around here for 5 years now.
So sorry it took so long. Marcia had a few questions to ask about the competition.
But that's 4 months away.
One needs time to experiment and master if you are to win the best in the show.
You always say that.
Oh, I mean it this time. I am going to get the time set aside to find a golden ticket of a way to make that Briscoe work.
A mocha at the trailer says she'll be caught up with a Moss book.
A shot of whiskey says another rich choke cherry season.
Deal.
Rough day in the office?
In some ways, perhaps. I had to listen to things that I wasn't ready for.
What kind of things?
Well, mostly about the drop in literary capabilities and the cultural impact the kids of today have, and how much the home is divided in the matters of the relations between them and the educators of all sorts. That's about all I can say.
Wow. It must be serious if the feds are making you keep your mouth shut.
Even if I weren't involved with the government, there's still the educator's moral code of conduct I have to consider.
I see. Protecting the kiddos' information and not talking about what's going on within the walls.
In some forms, yes. Many protect the students' information and educational plans from prying eyes. Can't say the same for those who admit what goes on culture-wise.
Let me guess. The alphabet soup, without the soup of a community.
Not just that, but the conflicts of cultures, political, social, and religious, and the severity of the control of the parents on the decisions relating to the child's best interests. Many are calling for the abomination of the Department of Education.
That's a bit harsh, ain't it?
And that's what most of us say. This is one of the few times we educators agree with that one doctor who's been speaking a lot lately.
The one on the news a lot?
Yeah, she's actually against the abomination. She calls for... oh, I don't know what she's calling it.
The time for a long overdue reformation that should have been updated over a century ago.
Huh. That's a good way of translating it.
It helps when an expert or three is clarifying for us simpletons of citizens who are watching the TV for them.
Oh. Yeah, well, at least it's one of the good channels that gives the cold turkey facts.
So, I don't know what's going on, but why is this doctor, Geese? I can't even read that right. What is she, Greek?
No, but from what I understand, people compare her to a Greek hero or something.
What made her so special?
Not sure. She is of the spectrum, or was.
Was?
And don't you ever read or research?
Not much goes on when you were formerly locked up.
Wait, you were a criminal?
Yes. Yes, I was. They know. Here. It's why I asked Iden if I could bunk at his ma's down the street after work. Took a bit of negotiation, but for a bed, a roof, and the best sourdough bread that I ate on God's green earth, I do the handyman work around the house.
Okay. So what was your crime?
How I got locked up? Let's say it was for something I never wanted to be involved in and why I need a better direction to a better future.
How long have you been locked up?
It was supposed to be 20 years or so, but after 5 years, surprisingly, the prison decided to let me and a select number of characters go.
Really? Did they, the High Warden or such, explain why?
No one knows, other than we need to aid what is needed for the nation. We all just wondered. There was one young man I wanted to take with me. A boy named Daniel, who by his lucky stars just transferred there right after he turned 21. He only spent 4 days in the big prisons until the release order.
Why didn't you?
When I asked him, he started to get creepy and distant. He was mentioning a guy with a weird Arab name or something. And after hearing about all the things growing up in a post-9/11 world, I just left him to his own devices. Sounds selfish, I know, but I took that gift horse I was given and rode out to the sunset of that godforsaken chapter.
Wow. How come this wasn't mentioned in the news or anything?
I'm not sure. And if I'm to be honest, I don't think I care.
So, is there anything else I should know?
Well, my favorite dessert is vanilla with melted caramel and or chocolate drizzle. I like to take long walks and...
Stop trying to change the subject by yanking my chain. Now tell me, is there...
No, there's nothing else. And you got a good head on your shoulder.
Why did you say that?
Because not many decent women exist anymore. And you, sugar, are a dying breed. Here, take this burger. It's untouched, I promise. On Iden. I'll see you in the truck. I need to call someone.
You don't look at the burger as if it were a pot of gold, sweetheart. Just eat it. And then you're worried about him.
Your deviled eggs are burning, old fool.
What? Can't an old man just... Oh, shoot. Boy, get those eggs off the pan, boy. Come on, hurry up, boy.
So, I know this is a short one, Ma, but I gotta be careful, for Wendy's sake.
Okay, what's going on? Well, usually at this time, you'd be reading on either your phone or your laptop to see what the big wide world has going on. Not to mention, you have this smile like you know something good that you'd want to share.
Nothing really.
Nuh-uh, Miss Wendy, darling. You open the door, and I'm coming in like Jenna on Thanksgiving Day. It's something to do with that Moss fella, isn't it? Oh, it does. Okay, what's going on? I need the details. What are the kids saying nowadays? Spill the tea?
Nothing much, but it's what he's not telling me that's been revealing.
Oh, like what?
Well, for one thing, Moss was more than what he told me. He worked at a bar at one point where his dad worked at.
Bartender. Better ask if he needs extra cash.
Ain't not one bartender that ever lasted in this place.
'Cause they steal the booze as you do.
Only for the fish and chips.
Use water or milk like everyone else.
How can I when raw milk isn't allowed here and the water's so coppery the 10 minute stalks are draining out?
That's what the filter pitchers are for, Logan.
As I was saying, I found that he was formerly in some gang side guard or something in a big crime shindig that was part of his mother's ex-boyfriend's business.
You always go after the bad side turned marshmallow.
No, I don't.
Don't think I don't notice your feeds over your shoulder when you think I'm not looking.
Not my point.
You know, oh, he left his big heart on a cake for you. Or should I say, his message for his ma?
Yep. And he made his past so readable. His dad was never much in his life other than being the high school football star turned town drunkard and never making any of the NFL draft.
That just sounds like every other boy who just wants to be like Patrick Mahomes and make a name for himself.
Don't burn the bacon.
Bacon, like big dreams, only need perfection when you just insert daily with moderation.
Yeah, if you want cancer or concussions, now focus, old man. You were saying?
Well, Moss was involved with someone he once, but he moved forward when finding out that when the other had a special someone.
Cut that mush and bring on the smiling reason, Wendy darling. Are you gonna ask him out or something?
Ask him out? Like on a date? He's not my type, and I want to not shatter what's left of his enthusiasm.
I don't follow. What? Golly girl, whatever happened to your plan of telling him that the number that he associated with his mother practically changed during his time? What stopped you this time?
Well, it's the things he would often talk about in his messages, and when we have conversations in between his job assignments. He also observed everything that we all do.
Hey, I know it's late, but I couldn't sleep. Which is ironic, given how I'm so tired given the work Wendy's uncle's pops figured to put me in. Fortunately, the security is tight and extra since there's some turf war involving an Adam 12, as her mom calls him. Let's just say he's a real schmuck, and I'm not a fan of the HOAs of the hood. But it's the night sky that drew me out here. The welcome sign for Bayfield wasn't exaggerating when it said that it had the prettiest of night skies. Suppose being locked up for a time makes a man appreciate the small things in life, including the Milky Way. I mean, I remember seeing pictures of them in a friend's home that her boyfriend took years ago, but seeing them in the present just puts those photos to a damn shame. Anyways, I never told you about any of the folks I'd come to know here in Bayfield, didn't I? I told you a bit about Marcia. I don't think she would have been the best thing for you, Ma. She's headstrong and hard-working, and she is known as the Marshal in all the area. From what I've seen, the only one who could stand up was up front with Logan the cook. By the way, he's almost done with repairing my motorbike. He didn't give me the hard touches, for he made me do them while teaching me in the process. Those days in his garage are memorable. I must have been a good enough person for him to open up about his time while on tour in the Middle East during the Cold War. He claimed to have fought alongside the Oklahoma City bomber, Timothy McVeigh. I can't say too much in the case of older brother is listening, as Logan mentioned. And yes, we talked a lot about 1984. That required reading from school finally paid off after all. Aiden has been a sort of a chum, especially where that Octavia girl is concerned. I noticed that she started to wear proper makeup in other matters. And, sorry to disappoint you, Ma, but it's not me involved. She's not my type anyway. The poor kiddo seems to get in trouble at home and is detransitioning away from some decision that probably would have wrecked everything about her forever. But there was one moment that happened after my last attempted call that caught my attention. I was walking from the coin laundry when I saw Aiden and Octavia behind the bottom shelf.
Octavia, wait!
What?
I know that you have the mindset of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, thinking this is predictable and very repetitive, but hear me out.
Why? Just because I'm thinking about life beyond a small town that is only for either the downtrodden or those with no future? Well, I need a future, Aiden. And it sure ain't here in Bayfield. No one even cares.
I do care! If what you think I've been doing was just for enforced pity, there's more to that. I know I can't fully give you a reason why. No more than you can give the full, honest-to-God truth on why you are leaving. Still, look, I get it. You caught your daddy in an affair you suspected of for a long time. No one believed a word of you due to your labels and other matters people don't give dog crap about. And in the end, you can't bear the thought to walk up and just be a triple Scarlet's Letter's daughter. And in your mind, all the town sees is that over a graduating 18-year-old girl with the highest of honors. Land's sake, Octavia, you didn't get those scholarships just because of your... You earned it because you are resilient and smart.
If you claim to care, why do you sound so bitter and pissed off?
Because I see you throwing away your entire future just for the sake of a woman who you'll end up mothering.
Don't you dare bring my mother into this, Aiden! You have no right to judge me, nor her!
You're right. I don't. But I've experienced firsthand what it's like as a kid, and a good friend of mine ended up being the caretaker of her mother mentally when she rode the storm with her mother. I don't want you to live that life, Octavia. I see many futures that are a possibility. I threw mine away because my mom needed the care and aid after the AI robots took over the factory work.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And before the dog salon, she formerly worked at the gas station on the highway. The same one where she witnessed the crime that girl was killed due to.
Hayden. You really do care, don't you?
Of course I do. And if it means burning a lot of things I wanted to potentially tell you, it isn't right. Not fair to you. I know you want an adventure in the great wide somewhere, and I won't let you throw it away. Even if you want to see more than what's around you. I'd be selfish if...
You're ignoring the question, Aiden. How much do you care?
How much? Well, I suppose like fresh meat loves salt.
Did that come from...
The story of Capo Rushes. Yeah. You think I'm not the only one who remembered that substitute teacher who pulled that video up and you loved every minute of that story? Back then, I thought that saying was stupid.
And... what do you think of it now?
Now? Well, now that I'd tasted bad meat over the years without it, I know that Capo Rushes loved it better than anyone. That I...
Wait, did this happen at the time before or after I ran after Jenna for the chicken? 'Cause I saw Moss coming in the bottom shelf in a hurry, blushing and grinning.
They just kissed in an alley. No big deal.
Darling, those two are right there. Besides, I know that's about the only thing.
I just keep listening.
Okay, easy, Tiger Woman.
I left to give them some space. And no, it's not what you think. Jenna made sure of that. She's not as bad a dog as Marcia claims to be. From what I gathered, the dog just misses the wretches who dumped her, probably. All she wants is a place where people give her attention. And Marcia gives her all the attention in the world, even when a broom is involved. As for Wendy, Ma, she's all the sweetest sugar one could want to have in this world. She's been most helpful with resources on getting my GED preps, having an idea of how to get a better loan for this house renovation I got planned, and how she put up with my BS at the bottom shelf in the best light. She makes me want to be a better man. No, she doesn't do that. I know I have to because she inspired me. I plan to tell her a few things before I make a decision that involves her in my future. I hope you're well. And if where you are is anything like the area the Flanks live, then you must be in Fort Knox with no service. Perhaps that's for the best safety of everyone. Take care now. You hear? I'll give you an update soon. Bye.
Well, I guess I'm not the only one who had an off grin.
I'm just celebrating the fact that there's hope for you after all, Wendy.
Hope for me? What about him? He won't survive my family at the slightest, even if that is, Moss and I, were a thing. Do you remember what the common factors in my breakups were?
Your taste in media?
Yes. No.
The contrast in interest?
No. My family. Even if I found a Disney Renaissance Prince Charming or Flynn Rider, he'll never be good enough for me in my family's eyes.
Oh, you don't know that.
Many folks beg to differ in that fact by confirming that information.
Okay, I know that's a mouthful, but I can see why in some retrospect. Still, you gotta be at least an ounce attracted to him.
Well, yes, he's a bit good looking, but look at me.
I am looking at you, so?
Well, I'm no Victoria's Secret model.
Of course not, but Wendy, darling, do you have any idea how many women in their 30s would kill to have what you have?
And do they have any idea how much I want to give to have what some of them have?
A divorce from your career to have a social life. Yeah, that'd be the maximum price.
It's more than that. Look, ever since my mom divorced my father 6 years ago, I was always her rock. Then after becoming a caretaker to the ball and... No, I can't just disrespect an elder like that. But still, I just want her to be happy.
Wendy, darling, I get it. You want to protect your mom. But you can't just throw away your life tied to her apron straps. I know it sounds harsh, but you deserve to be out there, living and having all sorts of relationships, friendly and romantic. You deserve someone who would go above and beyond as much as you. Someone who wants to see you, talk to you, be great to you, and let you know that you're worth reforming because you inspire him to do so.
Then why is it when I give it others... Oh, hold on. Hello? Yeah, this is her. Yeah, I'm near a Wi-Fi location 1/4 of a mile away. Why? Oh. Oh, yes. Yes, of course, I'll be online in 15 minutes. Send me the Zoom link if you can. Okay, bye.
Trouble in paradise?
More than paradise. Can't say much, but I need to get to the library. I hope that tall, scrawny ASMR VA isn't hogging the studio this time.
Wendy, darling, calm down. If all else fails, just let Marge know it's a work emergency. And don't bash the poor voice actress. From what I heard, she's taking a break from some brain-inspired Two People RP series and making a dystopian audio before November.
Hey, Marcia, can you turn that up, please?
Sure, pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin bread.
That's a nickname for those who need a shave. It's a Marcia hint.
Ah, I see.
It appears that the Department of Education system was recently hacked into the Titan security breach, and many documents were tampered with and taken from the scene. Authorities believe that the leading suspect in the break-in was part of the renegade group, the Valiant Waitress Knights. The FBI is looking into the investigation since the cyber attack was untraceable to any VPN that authorities recognize.
Well, suppose that ASM artist will have to be absent for the nation's sake.
Are you really thinking that the Veritas Knights did this?
Uncertain. From what I hear, the one sweet-looking political lady wouldn't want to get her hands dirty. Hard doing so when you're either in a pig pen of a capital or the supreme retirement home we're all paying for.
Hear, hear.
So, why is everyone going all bananas about it?
Well, the education system is what shapes the society folks want from history books or the growing of the funds. I know, because by the time I graduated high school, things went wokey-pokey to where no one would turn themselves around.
Well, that's what it's all about, ain't it? Crippling everything until one side or another's addiction to being right satisfied. If McVeigh were alive today, he'd be saying that his case sleeps.
Why are you so obsessed with that man? He's over a quarter of a century dead.
Well, that is true. But from what I've seen on many sites, anyone can be dominant on one side while the other is weakened. Even when the latter recovered and healed, the stronger will be hurting to accommodate. I remember the words he told that reporter, that the government had no business to cripple the country by taking away their rights to protect and educate.
The man was an anti-Semitism kind of fella as well, Logan.
Well, never mind that, woman, he was right! Look at what the folks in the olden homes of the Supreme had allowed to be done to our kids. Now in their minds, shriveled and wayfaring matter, they expect to send them off with little weapons to the mine and welfare, to which was generously given without a proper say. I remember these things, Octavia, because every villain is always right about something. That rose-colored four-eyed people deny to admit it. What our Joan of Arc is planning...
Hey, Logan? Something's burning.
My Colorado rules! Boy, get in that kitchen and get them rules off the matter, boy!
Hard at work, I see.
Jeez, woman, you scared me.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. It's just, you look so starstruck, yet peaceful.
Golly, can't a man enjoy a moment of peace in peace? More importantly, is a pun necessary or is it an educator thing? Apparently it is. Well, I'm glad I could make you smile, Miss Flank.
Believe me, Moss, after the day I had, I needed a reason to smile.
Care to take a seat and talk about it?
Quite the service. The dying art.
Sugar, I was raised in the South. It is a sin not to treat a lady like the queen she is.
Are you always a sweet talker after hours, or am I lucky?
It's the truth, since you seem to carry yourself like a queen with no king by her side. How's that happened? If it's all right for me to ask, that is.
No, it's fine. You are the first one in our age group to ask me that. Most others who ask are older folks.
Like Marcia?
I'm older than you, not old, Marsha Coil.
A daily reminder to never piss that woman off.
She does the reminding every day. Ask the folks at Brenda's whenever she gets drunk from too much sweets.
Did she get drunk by eating too much sugar?
Well, yes and no. What happens is that if Marcia eats too much sugar, she gets that dizzy and fuzzy effect of drinking too much to drink. I still remember from the Great French Toast incident at Brenda's in 21.
That bad?
Like seeing the top client getting too happy drunk and falling backward onto the stage part of the restaurant.
Yeah, that was something. That guy was...
Anyways, Marcia has been the backbone of the bottom shelf, the head meeting advocate for the Death Cafe at the Bayfield Library, and volunteering every other Saturday at the Baptist Church Farmers Market.
And here you are. Firecracker rolls with extra pinch of ranch. And sorry if things seem slow. Octavia had to take emergency time off. Aiden finally convinced her to move out of her folks' home.
But I thought Aiden wanted her to stay.
No, that's true. But there was only one thing that Aiden needed to do. Go to her folks and grab what she needed and take a country drive to Phoenix, where he'll pop the question. At the Grand Canyon, mind you.
Wait, so the kid is just leaving?
Not taking a liking to the kid, I see. Well, I bet he won't leave without saying goodbye to his favorite burger joint. And y'all, of course.
I certainly hope so. Can you check and be sure?
Will do, Wendy darling.
Wow. Aiden and Octave. About time, really. Good for him. Good for both of them.
So what was that call of yours about?
Which one? I had so many.
Oh, the one you left all of us with here in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But, you know I can't say anything in regards to students.
Sugar, who am I gonna tell?
Tempting, but one may never know the true meanings of another's intentions when someone holds a person's information in secrets, especially when they're not yours to keep.
Funny you should say that, as a person who never responds to messages that aren't who they belong to. You left your phone here, and Marcia wanted me to stay and wait for you, knowing you always misplace it here at the bottom shelf. And while I was waiting, I was bored out of my mind, and since I had nothing better to do, you left your ringer on. And you can imagine my reaction to the buzzing of your phone just as I called the one person who I hadn't heard from and tried to... Why? Why didn't you say anything?
What did you want me to say or do, Moss? Hey, stranger, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't respond or let you know that your mother, in high possibility, changed her number 'cause... I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, here's one for you. Why did you spend all this time in silence? More importantly, why did you continue to listen to them?
Maybe it's because... I don't know why, Moss. I know you're madder than a yellow jacket at this point, but perhaps the pain from...
You're not so far from wrong, Wendy. A part of me wants to be as mad as hell at you.
Then tell me. Tell me something that you didn't expect to happen when you stayed here in Bayfield. Sure, it can be seen as a lower income populated town, but you're happy. You're happy. I no longer see a newly released convict that has this tough exterior black cat vibe that is no more than a sad puppy looking for a purpose in this limbo forsaken of a town in the state of Colorado, aka California 2.0.
No, sugar. That's Oregon's position. Colorado is either 3 or 4. And you are right about one thing. I had no purpose. And the hardest part of it all was that I had high hopes of something that means something. Something that I could be proud of. You already know about my ma. Actually, let me rephrase that. You have an idea what my ma is like.
And what makes you think that?
1, you listen to my messages. And 2, you're a teacher. Don't they have this spellbinding ability to just read people? To make kids and people know that they can be safe and secure because they assume you know more than we, people do. Which I mean in the best light and not in a... Again, I want to be angry and pissed off, but I can't. Because you, of all people, had that effect on me. Where I fit in this forsaken town, as you called it. But the difference is, I could be myself. The better version of myself. And your presence inspired that as well. Phone and present talks. And, in all honesty, I found myself thinking of you a whole lot. More than I should.
I'm surprised at you.
For what?
For a man who has expressed many things, I suppose it's easier for you to confess your absent mother over truly expressing them to my face.
So basically, we're friend zoned because of this? This hookup culture is a screw-up dating culture.
No, I care about... It's just...
As I thought. All beauty, all brains. But she never really gets what it's like to have both and be left in the zone.
You think I don't know how painful it is to be friend-zoned? Especially in this messed up time that we are part of right now. You think I'm so stuck up and all when in reality, I spent the majority of the past few... Hell, 8/10 of my years wearing nothing but a masculine energy due to a combo of circumstances and just following the herd practically. Ever since the purity movement crap over 20 years ago.
Who is he?
What?
Who is your North?
And if you think I have someone in mind, well, you are there. But I also have someone who I hold dear to my heart. A man who kept me above water. And what does he say after I... What?
What did he say?
Thanks for being a good friend, was all he texted. And you wonder why I prefer calls over text. Typical Wendy Flake. Always the trainer for future girlfriends, never the girlfriend. The one who's almost at the halfway of her 30s with no social life, no beauty to attract, and nothing left to offer to any man unless he needs a stepmom for his kids from another woman. It's a load of horse crap where we are now as a society. I can never find anyone at church attractive. Oh wait, that's right, because no single men are in the church. I can find an attractive man, but he ends up too clingy. Another turned out to be gay. One was married, saw the wedding band tan line before you go judging on me, by the way. And too many things where I feel like I'm not worth anyone's time. I go above and beyond for many. I suppose that's the problem when growing up with the 90s hypothesis on romance. It set too many things up and beyond to the point where now having someone is like winning the lottery.
Did you ever tell him how you feel?
No.
Does he have a suspicion?
Perhaps. Why else would
Wendy, shush.
What?
Shushy. Thanks. Wendy, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate for this man that you admire so much. But I need to be corrected on a few facts before we continue. You haven't seen him now in what? How many years? And don't count the few phone calls and texts.
8 years.
Alright, so nearly a decade. And are you the same person from the time you two met, worked, hung, and all that other jazz and mass?
No.
Exactly. And have you seen a difference? Or the same product as that time? And don't count stalking on Facebook, Instagram, or any of that social media crap.
No, not really.
Oh, give this lady a prize. You both lacked information on what went on over the years since then. And I mean it when I say that I am the devil's advocate. But we men are simple-minded creatures. Maybe he knows how you feel. Maybe he doesn't. But that doesn't mean you stop right there just because of a simple text with no conjunctions, verbs, pronouns, or whatever it was my English teacher, Miss Hoss, tried to teach me back in high school. Anyway, You don't know what or how he feels about all this just because you two know so little about each other. As long as that's the case, you have a distinct advantage.
What are you saying?
If you two are going to meet up, and you have a couple of months between those days, I'm saying you give them the distance till then.
So the silent treatment. Isn't that cruel?
Only if you're face to face. But distance doesn't make a difference, especially with vague text messages with no other clues. Yep, the biological mode of communication for my gender.
So, keep as a mystery and surprise him with what I am?
Most guys and men secretly want to be surprised out of their socks.
Huh. So now what? That is, what do I do till that time comes?
Now, you focus on yourself, getting stronger, and dare I say, in your terms, hotter, in the best light for you, and mainly you, so people can see you how you see yourself. Do you want to be a quiet beast or an alluring belle?
I'm a bit of a fixer-upper.
Compared to my load, sugar, you're a simple leak in the ceiling compared to my tree through the roof kind of a mess. There we go. There's the smile I want to see.
I should get back inside and pay the bill.
No. I got this one.
Oh, thank you, Moss.
If I had a Benjamin, every time I see this mutt, I would retire early and be living in Phoenix.
Do you regret it?
Regret what?
Keeping back all those messages. Not telling me about the number being changed without me knowing. What do you see in that was worth protecting me?
Protecting? Who said anything about protecting?
Just answer the question, and perhaps we'd both be satisfied.
No.
Then why? Why'd you keep going as long as you did?
To say I took pity, that would be a Sunday school answer. To say that I felt a lot of relatability as someone who can't afford a sounding board in this day and age, I wanted to help, even if in silence and from a distance.
You really do care, sugar.
Too much of it.
Leftover experimentations on the house.
Well, we can't let a king's gift go to waste.
You sure about that?
Can't be that bad. Salute. Oh, Jimmy, that's... Whew.
I tried to warn you.
And I'm paying the price big time. You asked me once if there was something I'm not very proud of, and... there was one thing about me I'd never been honest with you about.
Well, don't beat around the bush. What is it?
Well, when I was released, back in October, I found myself with no money. Nothing but the clothes that were handed to me, including this jacket. I needed something to get out of the city. I managed to walk towards my pop's town, but I couldn't, because I was so hungry. So I knew of only one thing to do. I found myself with the knife that my ma's former boyfriend gave to me as a means in my boot's hidden quadrant. I tracked and analyzed what I could be an easy target, and the first thing I spotted was this young couple, no more than 17 or 18 years old. They were just talking about a movie that the boy was geeking out over. Looking back now, it made me smile thinking that someone that age found joy in the simplest of things. Yet, that wasn't present when I encountered them. I went straight for the girlfriend's purse. Since they were out, there was bound to be more than cash and cards. Medicine, essentials, snacks, the entirety of a CVS store in one bag. As I got closer, the boyfriend tried to reason with me, but I couldn't. Survival was all I could think of. When I got too close, that young man gave everything he had protecting her. He was weaker looking, but we pushed and shoved, and then, out of a force of habit, I drew the knife thinking that they'd be scared and intimidated by it. And then, I stabbed him, right in the abdomen. When I saw the pain and surprise in his eyes, something in me snapped back into reality. And when I saw him collapsing backward towards the brink of a wall in that alleyway, crying in pain at his girlfriend rushing to his side, I just ran. But when I got to a corner, I looked one more time to see something that broke me.
What was it?
That young woman, his girlfriend, possessed the strength and mindset to carry her boyfriend by the arm while pressing her coat to his wound and made it to her car to get help. I don't even know if he'd ever made it. And to this day, I'm still haunted by what that young man said to me as we struggled.
And what was that?
That I should go home. And that if I didn't turn away, it would destroy it.
Moss?
I knew that when I stabbed that kid. I felt the feeling that it was too late for me to show that my life was already destroyed. It was destroyed by the decisions that were either enforced by the actions of others or just having to use a bad hand that I was given. I had no home to go to. I had no idea where my ma was, and you already know about my ex. So, I fought to live for just simply trying to live. And no. I'm sure I took that boy's life from my own pathetic. I was eventually caught when witnesses saw me running, and yet I was let go.
Let go? I mean, don't get me wrong, but what do you mean by let go?
There was a man, some big shot who saw the event from afar, who even saw my lingering back seeing that couple drive away. He met with me after my release and gave me a cell phone, some cash, and my truck and motorbike that was taken by the state 5 years ago. Don't ask how, for I still don't know to this day. But he told me this. He said, "I have watched from afar, and may have pulled many things. Yet, I see that you wish for liberation from your past, and protect all for your future. But remember this, wayfarer. What you attempted to rob was nothing compared to what you may or may not have taken and is priceless. So, when you find someone you care for more than your agendas, read this." It's been 5 months, and I thought that by trying to find my ma and can somewhat see if I do care about her, then maybe this man may...
What were you expecting out of that letter?
Not sure, really. I asked, and he said, "When you find her, you'll know why." And now that I do...
Do you care about me?
More than you'll ever know. But sometimes... I'm not sure. I got a load of fix 'em for myself before.
Now you listen here, mister. I know there are things that you're not mighty proud of, and you want to fix them, but know this. Whatever is in that envelope, and after what you told me, I'd seen your heart and your actions. Nothing can change that. Sounds naive, I know, but I think you earned that opening that envelope, right?
They made it. That boy. He made it.
It's okay. I'm okay. You don't have to worry or wonder anymore. If it'll make you feel a lot lighter, read the letter.
Wendy,
Yes?
will you read it for me, please?
Mr. Coil, if you're reading this, I hope the one you care about immensely is by your side. I'm certain that you are probably crumbling with relief after seeing the newspaper article about the state of the boy. I have managed to clear your tracks on behalf of my client, who wanted this done for reasons I cannot tell due to confidentiality. With that being said, and I know you'll be angry at me for it, but I found your mother's number had changed, and to that, I found out, is now in the ownership of a woman who is rather formal for your taste. Formal? After speaking to my client, who is your silent sponsor, she wanted to be sure that your journey to peace is for the best. For your mother is involved with matters that we cannot speak of in regards to all that will unfold in late autumn. She figures that you will find someone very special who will aid you in your evaluation as a human being. It's precisely why we evolve with them in the aging process, is why we will understand them the most. From empathy for a man with dementia to a neurodisabled individual, who despite all odds overcame various challenges despite altering diagnosis. Yet, their family members are stuck in seeing them as either too young or simplistic to the point of insulting their respectable age. Sure, seeing them age can hurt, even alienate, but those are better than the alternative. A false sense of security, for good or ill, is nothing more than a show pony to have for the usage of your gain, empathy, and a show pony parading use for one's pride. Demand to challenge yourselves, to face yourselves and think from their perspectives, and influence your loved ones to do the same. Don't let your claim of knowing your loved one be your trump card when you have never given the room and time for growth of your understanding. On behalf of my client, we wish you nothing but the best wherever you end up. Just remember, don't let the past squatter your present to rob your future. With regards, N.A. Melick, attorney lawyer, Valkyrie Law Firm. Moss, what are you doing?
Checking on... here we go.
What is it?
That law firm they mentioned. That's the name of the firm of the government lady on the television from today.
You mean... Let me see. Holy Mother Mary! Your lawyer was... Did you request?
No, ma'am. He just came out of the blue representing me when I was at a hearing. Said I was aiding a client's friend. I had no connection or anything to Mary Cincinnatus.
Moss, if you were released by a lawyer of a government representative...
I don't know the woman. Not any connection to that. I never even heard of her until today on this TV. Can't you just accept that maybe just maybe, that the Almighty God was looking out for me and let me go so I could be here in Bayfield?
I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in solid explanations.
From the creak of your brow, there's more to it for you.
Yes, perhaps my Zoom call had some influence on the idea. But the idea that much information about the Department of Education files and emails have been copied and taken with no trace proves my case tired enough to sleep.
Don't follow.
Easy to them. Whoever took the files will follow and open many doors. I don't know why, but something is going on scarily. Maybe it's election year, but it seems to bring a lot more questions and answers. And these 3 to 4 years were no joking matter.
The hell we did? Have you seen the debate? If no one sees those puppetries on our leader, then they're all blind and fools!
We're having a private conversation, Logan.
Now what's so private about comparing the government mumbo-jumbo?
Because I was going to kiss Wendy again after I said that we would make it even if this world goes to hell in a handbasket. People like her will make all the difference.
Well then what are you waiting for, boy? Kiss her! Just don't go around poking it!
Let them kiss you, old fool, and zip it.
Well, you heard the Marshal of the Bottom Shelf.
Yep, only at the Bottom Shelf Brewery can Marshall hold the law. Best to abide.
Well, about time this happened.
We can say the same for you a lot.
I know, right? I suppose Martha told you about my plan.
Is calling emergency off your formal resignation?
In a way, yes. Can't say the same for Aiden's boss.
When it's at the peak of horse and cattle season, when is not a good time?
He'll get over it.
You'll have to.
Sounds like you're not intending to work there anymore.
Nope. Got training to do a mule skinner at the Grand Canyon for them fancy trail rides to the Phantom Ranch. It was hard work and dangerous, but at least I got a NASU student to visit from time to time.
Did you accept that scholarship? Congratulations, Octave.
You'll do great, kiddo.
Thanks.
What about y'all? How are you going to handle this gone?
Good question. Now that I have no direction...
Who needs directions when you already got a home here? Until the townhouses are done, you can stay at Aiden's old place until you save money for that.
I want to buy the house across the street.
Why? It's probably older than the country from the looks of it.
Somehow, that house is like me. And you, and Octave, and even Wendy here. We all were something until circumstances bent us out of shape and use. But with the right investors, kindness from strangers, and proper support repayments of the right kind...
Now come on now, what is this? HGTV before the...
Since the moment is ruined, I think y'all know what I'm talking about, right? After all, hidden things are at the bottom shelf, right?
At the bottom shelf, where dreams fall short, unrequited love, and a broken heart. In the dimly lit corner, I nurse my drink. Memories of family that pushed me to the brink. Lost in the haze of what could have been. Moving forward, leaving behind the pain. At the bottom shelf, I'll rise again. Escaping the unmoved life I used to know. Here I'll find my found family, my chance to grow. No more disappointments, no more tears. The bottom shelves where I face my fears. In this rundown bar, I see a light, a hope for tomorrow, shining so bright. Embracing the unknown, leaving the past. Moving forward, leaving behind the pain. At the bottom shelf, I'll rise again. Escaping the unmoved life I used to know. Here I'll find my found family, my chance to grow. No more disappointments, no more tears. The bottom shelves where I face my fears. In this rundown bar, I see a light, a hope for tomorrow, shining so bright. Embracing the unknown, leaving the past. Moving forward, leaving behind the pain. At the bottom shelf, I'll rise again. Escaping the unmoved life I used to know. Here I'll find my found family, my chance to grow. Moving forward, leaving behind the pain. At the bottom shelf, I'll rise again. Escaping the unmoved life I used to know. Here I'll find my found family, my chance to grow.
It appears that the President's responses to the hacking of many federal files of all departments have the Capitol in an upheaval. More supporters are looking towards a newly founded political party, the Vardas, led by their leading candidate, Megara Cincinnatus, who voiced many matters and called for change, despite the threats from all sides. Those who fear the Badger say that she is dangerous.
First of all, I am wired, and following that, I was wondering when you were going to call.
When you have a corrupted federal agency hearing every conversation, one has to be careful.
Says the fancy smash benevolent politician who goes rogue every chance she gets.
Listen, Marcia, from everything that you've told me, getting the information from Flank's phone was the only way to get access to those files needed for Project...
Nope, don't. Just don't, Megara. I don't want to know. Don't care. Just don't get my life tangled in your government takedown.
It's not a takedown. It's the solution to the snake problem that needed to be chopped off by an axe to the head. Something that should have been done long ago.
You're starting to sound like Bin Laden there.
In many other people's eyes. But all those who ran this pony and dog show have played dirty, to begin with anyways. And if this continues, many more people may agree with him. I will not play such games, though. That's beyond my integrity. But if it takes many of the village members to expose cronyism, then just follow the money and paper trail. That's all the people really need to do.
That's bad, huh?
All from that what my lawyer has told me is true, based upon what my assistant told me. And from what I gathered, her boy and that adopted kiddo of yours are getting along rather swimmingly.
You mean Wendy, darling, and her sweet boo? The one your associate just up and abandoned.
That's rich coming from someone who decided to go out and rogue.
My point is, why of all things you choose Moss? More likely, invading my town. I'd been mother to that boy more than she did.
Don't shoot the messenger. She made her own choices, and she decided to make amends and lead on, thanks to my other associates.
For becoming a tampered leader of a new political cult? And you are pretty shady.
Political matters are always shady, as well as bloody, even with good intentions. I had no idea that Marshal Coil would land up in Durango, especially in Bayfield. And he needs to be heightened aware of the protocol that I must follow, especially with the project involved. My associate, like many others before her, knew that bridges between her and her son were to be burnt. In fact, from what I gathered, they were burned long ago.
No thanks to your protocol.
And she never wanted to put him in any further danger, especially now that he's got something to live for.
What do you mean by further danger? Does it have anything to do with that Gideon thing, a magic of a fella?
Not a who, but a what. If things go as they should, then many individuals like Marshall will have choices to make that are both painful and necessary.
Then when should we start worrying?
I believe you already know the answer. When fall comes, changes are always heavy for all. Keep low and make sure that the podcast numbers and placements are set. Keep everything with you at all times. Don't expose anything.
So what's the special then?
Same ISB number from the last time. Turn on 99, 2, 1.
Firecracker rolls again?
What can I say? It reminds me of simpler times. Call it nostalgic. But it was such a simple time.
Indeed. Well, till fall then.
Till the rattle's open? Oh, and sis,
Hmm?
be careful.
In breaking news, the government has issued a warning for all citizens to watch out for many who have been released due to the faltering policies of the prison sentencing that involved many that the administration was involved with. No one can say how this will affect the vote. It is believed that Dr. Andrews of the Real has yet to be found after his mysterious disappearance. Yet, the Vardas party has yet to comment about the psychologist of Dallas, saying that he is known to.
Well, let's see what the magic man said. Okay. 99, there, 2, and 1.
Those running into the station late know that you are welcomed in the best of light, and we are warning all that in the light of the condo's releases, be wary of them, for if our government is willing to open doors without offense, then remember to carry and ask for the beam pointing upon them. Now, as we are 4 months away, be wary of something big coming our country's way.
Well, the best restock on essentials. This fall's gonna get messy.